It's huge, they say, the largest ship in the world. I never believed that the largest ship in the world would be built in our hometown of Belfast, but that's what they say. I think it's about time that something interesting happened around here. Things aren't too great in Belfast these days. In fact, things are pretty tough. Except for the hundreds of men in our building that ship down there, there's not much else to do in Ireland. But hope and wait. Or maybe take one of those large steamers across the Atlantic in hopes of a new life in New York or Boston or Montreal. People are leaving here by the hundreds every week. My father says that if things don't change, we might have to travel to Canada to live with our cousins. Who knows? Maybe someday we will. Maybe we'll sail on that big ship they're building right here in Belfast.
Extra, extra! Read all about it! Holland and Wolff shipyards to build luxury liner. World's biggest ship. Extra, extra, read all about it. Construction of Titanic employs over 1,000 Belfast men. Holland and Wolff say workers can expect to be on payroll for another 18 months. Extra, extra, read all about it.
White Star Line proud to introduce Titanic is the most luxurious and largest vessel of the Atlantic. Builder Thomas Andrews says safest ship of the seas. Extra, extra, read all about it. Luxury liner Titanic is called Floating Palace. Main voyage to Southampton is scheduled for April. First class and steerage sections are segregated on the unsinkable Titanic.
Wait, what's this? What are you getting on about?
Titanic is the largest ship in the world, a floating palace.
A floating palace.
It's said that first class passengers will be treated like royalty. The lounges are trimmed in brass with silk curtains. The finest cuisine and musicians known to England.
And what's this about steerage?
I don't know much about steerage. I'm sure the ship has a wheel.
Not steering, steerage. You said that first class and steerage was segregated.
It really doesn't say much about it. Although my cousins in Belfast bought third class tickets.
Oh, your cousins are traveling to America.
Yeah, I heard they're best to bring their own food and blankets.
Is that true?
That's what my mother told me.
And what's this nonsense about being unsinkable?
Titanic is the world's first unsinkable ship.
Unsinkable? Says who?
Why, Thomas Andrews, builder of the Titanic.
And what makes Thomas Andrews so sure that 50,000 tons of iron won't sink to the bottom of the Atlantic like a pebble in a pail of water?
But the Titanic is built to be unsinkable. It has a specially designed hull.
Listen to me, lad. Nothing is unsinkable. To call a steamer unsinkable and then send it across the Atlantic is, well, tempting God.
My mother says the same thing.
Your mother is a wise woman.
She says only fools will build an unsinkable ship, and the bigger fools will sail upon it.
Is that so? And what do you think?
I don't know, but I'd sure like to be on the Titanic's maiden voyage to New York.
And what would you do in New York?
I'm not really sure. I think I'd climb the Statue of Liberty, and then come back on the Titanic.
You're daft, lad. Absolutely daft.
Hey, that's a penny for the paper.
You can keep your paper if that's what they call news these days. And I wouldn't talk too loudly about that ship being unsinkable if I were you. It might come back to haunt you someday.
But I paid to.
Well, I suppose you're right. I'll catch you later, laddie.
Extra, extra, read all about it. White Star Line to introduce the unsinkable Titanic.
And when I grow up, I want to be a famous aviator and fly my plane all the way across Europe.
That has got to be the dumbest story I've ever heard. Get down before I knock you down.
Do you have to be so hard on her, Jimmy McCann? You wanted to hear a lifelong story, and she told ya.
Okay, Sarah, it's your turn. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, this might sound silly, but I want to be a theater actress.
Shakespeare.
Or even a film actress.
A film actress? Why would you want to do that? You don't even get to speak on film. You fall down and get pies thrown in your face.
I'm going to be
be a star someday. I'm going to sail to America and see my name in lights.
I can see it now. Sarah Mcpherson, Ireland's best-kept secret, stars as Ophelia in the New York Players' presentation of Hamlet.
But I'm going to change my name too. Penelope Ryan. That's my cousin's name. She don't care if I use it because she has no desire to be an actress. Penelope Ryan is Juliet, and Robert Smith is Romeo. In the theatrical experience you'll never forget.
Get off the box, you silly girl. The game was you had the best story, not the biggest fairy tale.
Who's Robert Smith?
Some guy she saw in a theater magazine from New York. That's a Cinderella story if I ever heard one. Wouldn't set your hopes on that one. Unless you see your fairy godmother appear in a puff of smoke.
It's not a fairy tale, and someday I'm gonna marry Robert Smith.
And I'm gonna have lunch with the queen. Okay, Timmy, it's your turn.
I think I'll pass.
What do you mean you'll pass? Get up in the box and tell us your dreams. Can't be more ridiculous than Sarah's. Oh, sorry, Penelope's.
That's okay. I don't really have anything to say.
Come on, Tim, get up on the box. We can't finish the game unless you play.
We got 3 apples at stake here, Tim. If you can't beat Sarah, then I guess she gets the prize.
Well, when I was younger, I always wanted to be a fisherman like my dad.
What? Sarah wants to be an actress. Bobby Joe's gonna be a pilot. And you want to be a fisherman like your dad? You're doing great, Timmy. I think you're gonna win the
Would you
prize.
shut up and let him finish?
I always wanted to be a fisherman because I like boats and I like the sea.
But nobody wants to do that these days. People are traveling to America and Canada to find jobs on the railway or building roads.
If Tim's dream is to become a fisherman, let him hold on to it and keep your opinion to yourself.
I think Sarah's got a point, Nick. I'll probably end up working on the railway like she said.
Where? In America?
Canada, most likely. We have cousins living there.
What are you saying, Tim? You're leaving beautiful Ireland. Become a Canadian? Oh, that's patriotic of you.
Is it true, Tim?
My dad, he just told me yesterday. We leave on the Titanic a week from Saturday.
On the Titanic?
That's good. That's real good. Our own Timmy O'Leary is going to Canada on the Titanic.
Actually, it sails to New York.
Timmy O'Leary, Ireland's poorest 12-year-old, arrived in New York today on the luxury liner Titanic. When asked about the trip, he was quoted as saying, "The caviar was excellent, but the beef Wellington was appalling."
Shut up, Jimmy.
Next thing he'd be telling us that he'd be sharing a state with the filthy rich John Jacob Astor.
Jimmy, leave the poor boy alone. If he says he's going on the Titanic, then he is.
I heard the cheapest ticket on Titanic cost 4 times what a coal miner makes in a year.
You're daft, Jimmy McCann.
Sure, where'd you dock him up with that kind of loot? Did he find a little leprechaun's pot of gold?
Dad sold everything we had so Carrie and I could move to Canada.
Spoken like a true Irishman.
Is it true, Tim? Are you really going?
I'm afraid so, Nick. We leave on the 11th of April.
Come on, gang. Let's leave Sailor Timmy here to his daydreams. Titanic. That's the best one I've ever heard. I thought Sarah's was good, but you blew that one to shame. Here, you win the prize. Titanic. Oh, come on. You can't believe that.
How come you never told me?
I just found out yesterday. It hasn't been easy.
We've been best friends ever since I can remember.
I know, Mick. That's what makes this so difficult.
We were going to go to Dublin someday. Or maybe even sail to London. What about our plans, Tim? What about our plans?
I'm sorry, Mick. I really am.
I've seen aunts and cousins leave on steamers, saying they'd be going to America, but only for a short while. They never came back, Tim. They never came back.
It breaks my dad's heart to have to leave, but he knows there's nothing here for us. He wants the best for Carrie and me.
I suppose.
Who knows, Mick? Maybe someday you'll sail over yourself. Then we can do all those things we talk about. Only we'll be seeing places like New York and Boston. The kind of places you only read about in books.
I'm happy for you, Tim. I really am.
You mean that?
I really do.
Where have you been, Tim? Dad's been looking for you.
Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Nick.
What does he want?
He wants you to help bring down the cart from Sonny McDermott's farm. We've got a lot of things to move.
Well, I was hanging out with Mick, sort of explaining everything that's going on.
Well, you better get up to the house before Doc catches you goofing around.
Listen, I gotta go, Mick. There's a lot of things to be done in 2 weeks. I'll see you around. You want an apple?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, Mick, and give us a hand with that cart.
Nora,
Nora, I know how hard it is to leave Ireland. When Mother told us we were sailing on Titanic, well, aren't you as excited as I am?
You don't understand, Mary. That ship, it isn't safe.
What are you talking about?
The day they started the hull, down at Harlan Wolf, I knew there was something wrong about it.
Something wrong? What do you mean?
I had one of those terrible feelings, like before, but this time it was stronger than I'd ever felt it.
Are you sure it was the same feeling? Like something terrible was going to happen?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It's hard to explain, but it had something to do with that ship. It didn't seem to make any sense. Then just a few weeks ago, Miss Anderson, the school teacher, she showed me the book she brought over from America. I was looking through them, and I found this one. Then it all made perfect sense.
The Wreck of the Titan by Mcpherson. What about it?
It's a story about a huge steamer that sinks in the North Atlantic after hitting an iceberg.
Nora, how many times have I told you? All that reading was going to give you bad dreams. It's a silly book.
But you don't get it, Mary. This ship, the Titan, was the largest steamer in the world. It was built to be unsinkable.
But Nora, that's not...
On her maiden voyage, she set sail, but only a few days later, she struck an iceberg and sank. There were many rich and famous people on board. Many of those people were saved, but hundreds of people went down with the ship because there weren't enough lifeboats.
Nora, that's silly.
Miss Anderson said that the ship was doomed from the start because they labeled it unsinkable. The Titanic
Nora,
was
I think
also...
you spend far too much time reading books and listening to them silly teachers.
Mary, you don't get it. This ship, the Titan, was the largest steamer in the world. It was called unsinkable.
That's nonsense.
Her maiden voyage was from England to New York in April, but she never made it to New York. She sank, and over half the people on the ship went down with her.
Nora, it's a coincidence and nothing more. The ship we sail on is the Titanic. It's real, not fictional. Can't you see the difference?
It's not right, Mary. I saw that ship being built. I saw the anchor being towed through town. It was bigger than you and I and Mother all put together. There's over 40,000 tons of steel in that ship. How can they call that unsinkable?
You're just nervous, girl. You've never been on a ship like that before. It'll be different when you get aboard. There's cabins and dining rooms, a gymnasium. It's like a floating palace. You'll be proud to say you're on Titanic's maiden voyage. It's going to make news on both sides of the Atlantic.
I know, Mary. It's just that sometimes I get these feelings and
I know, Nora, but this time I think you're wrong.
Do you think so?
I know so. We got a whole other life waiting for us on the other side of the Atlantic. We're going to see places like New York and Texas and California. It's a whole other world over there. I can't wait to go.
I know, Mary. It's gonna be great. You won't say anything to Mother about this, will ya? She thinks I'm silly enough as it is.
No, I won't say anything to Mother. Do you feel any better?
Yeah, I do. Thanks, Mary.
Now come on, girl. If Mother finds I didn't clear the dishes, she'll send us to America on a tugboat.
Finally, the 11th of April came and carried her on the world-famous Titanic. It was quite a spectacle, like nothing we'd ever seen in Ireland before.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Titanically Southampton on April 10th. England's wealthiest traveler on unsinkable Titanic. Extra, extra.
Isn't this the grandest ship you've ever seen?
It looks like a grand hotel. I find it hard to believe we're on a boat.
This is a ship, Tim. A steamer? The unsinkable Titanic. It's the largest ship in the world, and we're on its maiden voyage. This will be something we can tell our grandchildren.
Just remember that those grandchildren will be growing up in Canada, not Belfast. So don't make it sound more glorious than it is.
For heaven's sake, Tim. You talk as if we'd never see Ireland again.
Who knows what fate has in store for us, Gary? We might never set foot on Irish soil again.
Stop being so dramatic and help me with these bags.
I think that's the captain, Captain Smith. I wonder if he'll show me the bridge.
Tim! Dad didn't wait here until I came back! Tim! Great, I guess I'm stuck here. Hello? Are you in 3rd class?
I don't think so.
Is this your first trip to New York?
Yes, it is.
I'm Carrie O'Leary.
Elizabeth.
Just Elizabeth? Everyone has a last name. What's yours?
My name is Elizabeth Harrison. Our father is the owner of Harrison Mills. We are traveling to New York in 1st class. Is there anything else you need to know? Or shouldn't you be on your way to steerage by now?
My dad's trying.
Your You must be Irish. I can tell.
Yes, we just got on in Queenstown.
I'm sure your doll is looking for somewhere. Good day.
Well, excuse me.
Come on, we're not supposed to be here.
What?
We're not supposed to be on this deck.
But where's Dom?
They already sent him down to steerage. There's a person who's going to take us there now.
What do you mean, down?
It's a few decks below. This is all first class. They'd spit on you if they knew what you was.
What? Nobody spits on Carrie or Larry, let me tell you.
That person might have to keep waiting any longer. Now get your bags and come on.
Thank you, believe it. She got on in Queenstown and she was talking to me, like her best friends.
How did she get on this deck in the first place?
She must have gotten lost when she boarded the ship. I heard that the Irish have to go through a medical inspection.
Medical inspection? What are they checking them for?
Things like tuberculosis and head lice.
Oh, that's disgusting.
How can they let people like that on Titanic? Ew! And you think she was getting inches from me and I caught something. Ew!
Let's just hope they keep those people down below where they belong. The nerve of them walking about in the first class deck.
I hope she got a good look at Titanic while she did. There's not much to see from down there, except dear old Ireland fading away through a porthole.
What is this?
I think this is third class.
You can't be serious.
It's not much, is it?
But this is Titanic. It's supposed to be a floating palace.
Get real, Carrie. Do you think all their glimmer and gleam up there was pulling for us? Our name isn't Astor or Guggenheim. We're the O'Learys from Belfast, Ireland. And we're poor.
But we're not cattle.
Well, those people up there like they think we are.
What do you mean by that?
They won't let anyone on the Titanic, that is, as long as they pay the way and the crew and come to bunk down somewhere, just don't expect to storm on the tall dog deck with Mr. Astor or Mr. Guggenheim.
Who are you?
The name's Freddie Chapman.
The third. I'm Tim O'Leary. This is my sister, Carrie.
I'm from Liverpool. That's what they launched this tub.
But it was built in Belfast.
And you're a Belfast chap. I can see that. Just what a right proud he is. I suppose your daddy helped build this ship.
If my daddy helped build the ship, he'd have a better place for me to stay than this.
It's not all that bad. The bunks is soft. We got a fiddle and a bunch of players for dancing. In just 6 days, you'll be in New York. Then you do what you like. Until then, you're stuck here.
Wonderful. Where do you think Dad is?
He's probably tuning up his fiddle. If there are musicians on this ship, you can bet Dad be fiddling until the sun comes up. You stay here and I'll go see if I can find him.
Tim! Tim! Great. I was get stuck with the bags while he goes exploring. Carrie? Diane! I didn't know you'd be sailing on the Titanic.
We were supposed to have left 3 months ago, but my mom got sick and we had to wait. We boarded in Southampton. Did you just get on?
Yeah, Queenstown.
Where are you off to? New York? Boston?
We're going to meet my cousins in Montreal.
Montreal?
That's in Canada.
Oh, hey, did you know that this ship is the fastest in the world?
The fastest?
Yeah, it can cross the Atlantic in only 5 days because it can go at full speed day and night. On other ships, you have to slow down for icebergs, but Titanic is unsinkable.
If you believe that, you'll believe anything.
Freddie, get lost.
You know this guy?
He's been bugging everyone.
Nothing is unsinkable.
The Titanic
That's what
is.
I want you to believe.
My Uncle Willie fastened the rivets to hold Titanic together. If he says it's unsinkable, then he ought to
Your
know.
Uncle Willie.
That's right.
Look, if they're gonna send over 2,000 people out of the Atlantic on an unsinkable ship that has no lifeboats, they better know what they're talking
There
about.
are lifeboats.
Not very many, maybe not for first class. That's all they care
It
about.
doesn't matter how many lifeboats there are because Titanic can't sink.
And how do they know that, huh? How do they know? Did they take her to the North Atlantic and ram her head first into the biggest iceberg they could find? Then did they sail her back to Southampton and yell, "Come on, boys, this baby could float even if we drilled holes in her"?
Freddie, I wish they'd ram you into an iceberg.
Diane, you have such class, such finesse.
I think I'm getting seasick.
Dad's getting our boxes and crates checked in. He also got some extra blankets for us. Apparently, it's pretty cold down here at night.
What kind of tub is this?
Come on and get washed up. Dad said we can eat soon.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see what the Titanic says for dinner.
Well, if you sacks of potatoes.
Do you ever let up?
You'll feel right at home. For breakfast, there's potato benedict. At lunch, grilled potato flambe. And for supper, potatoes a la king, gently marinated and served in a white wine sauce.
Freddie, I hope you fall overboard.
Come on, Carrie, let's get these back away. So we'll save for cocktails in the starboard lounge. At 6. What did I say? Now what did I tell you, Nora? This is a great ship. Sure is beautiful. On the outside.
Nora, this is the most famous ship in the world, and we're on its maiden voyage. There are news headlines being transmitted by wireless telegraph as we speak. We might be in third class, but we're making history right here, right now.
Mary, I still don't think this is right.
Not this again.
Mary, something's going to happen. I just know it.
Nora, if Mother hears one more word of you, she's going to toss you into the sea, and I'm going to help her do it.
But Mary,
But nothing. Now, I told you before, get rid of that silly book. Look, there's Mother. Now come on with those bags.
Hey, Diane, you want to be my dinner companion for tonight? I promise I won't belch squirt of milk in my nose.
Freddie, nobody finds you funny anymore.
Is that so?
Yes.
I'm going to make you eat those words, Diane. I'm going to be the life of the party. You just wait.
I won't hold my breath.
You'll see. Oh, yes, Freddie Chat knows how to throw a party. Yes, sir. There's going to be a short intermission.
Yeah.
Finally, we got settled away on the Titanic. Freddie was right about steerage. It wasn't all that bad once you had a good meal and got settled into your bunk. Dad fit right in with the other musicians. He was having a grand time aboard the Titanic. We were having a good time too. There were lots of kids in steerage, and never a dull moment.
Okay, Irish, English, Polish, other sort of immigrants. This is a very simple game. You spin the ball and whoever it stops, you kiss the person it's pointing to.
Ew, Freddie, that is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
What's the matter, afraid to kiss boys?
I'm not afraid to kiss a boy, but I'm afraid of kissing you.
How charming, Diane. What about you? You want to spin the bottle? You want to be kissed? What's the matter, Jury? Cat got your tongue?
leave her alone.
What's the problem? We're just playing a game.
She's a little shy.
A little shy.
I'm not shy. I just don't want to play your stupid games.
Stupid. My best friend John taught me this game. He said it's a lot of fun.
Well, you can play it with John then.
Freddie, why would you want to kiss someone just because you spit a bottle?
Why not?
I should have known anything you'd come up with would be a dumb idea.
I'm sorry you don't like my game. It's not easy trying to be the Titanic social director. We're adults. We just go next door and dance with a jig. We're kids. We just stay here. Don't blame me when you're all sitting around bored.
Nobody said we were bored.
I'm bored.
See? Little Irish one's bored.
I know what game we can play.
You do now. Well, let's hear it, big brother.
Well, everyone has to tell their dreams. You know, what they want to be when they grow up. We all get a chance to speak. Whoever's the best story wins the prize.
Oh, that sounds like fun. What's the prize? 3-night stay in the Waldorf Hotel in New York? Don't tell me. You got to eat dinner in first class with Mr. and Mrs. Isidore Strauss.
Shut up, Freddie.
The prize can be anything. An apple, a piece of candy.
Yummy.
It doesn't really matter.
That sounds like fun. What can we use for a prize?
I know. Wait right here.
Freddie! Freddie! Great. Who knows what hill dragging here?
What's wrong with that guy anyway?
Is he always like this?
Don't ask me. I just met him on the ship. I think he's an orphan or something.
I think he's funny.
I think he's disgusting.
He's just trying to have some fun. Why are you so hard on him?
Gary's right. We're all in this ship together. Might as well try to get along.
With Freddie?
Here's the prize.
What is it?
Beer.
Beer?
Where did you get that? Threw a glass for a beer at the party. Hey, Irish boy, your dog plays a fine fiddle. How come you don't play too?
You stole beer from the party and nobody saw you?
Sure they saw me. They just don't care. They're having too much fun to care. We can learn something from the adults, you know.
Great. Our prize is a glass of beer.
Said the prize didn't matter, Irish boy. You don't have to drink it.
Trust me, none of us will want to drink that. Point to
Never mind what it tastes like and ruin the surprise. Let's play your silly game.
I'm not playing for a glass of beer.
Me neither.
You can dump that in the Atlantic for all I care.
Fine with me, considering Belly the White Atlantic. Oh, gross.
home, but you don't have to be added to the noise.
We're sorry, sir.
It's just that our friend. I don't care about your friend. It's just after 11. Why don't y'all just go to sleep?
Yes, sir.
Come on, Carrie, let's go tell Dad we're calling it night.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired too. Good night, Carrie.
Good night, Diane.
Come on, Nora, it's getting late.
I don't know how they expect anyone to sleep down here supposed to be ending. With all that music going on all the time.
I swear, all you do is complain. Oh, pictures! Freddie Chapel's room for 2 minutes and the party dies.
Go to bed, Freddie.
Go to bed? This early? You gotta be kidding me! What's wrong with you guys? Oh, I'm gonna be sick again!
April 13th, 1912. Dear Diary, we left Ireland 2 days ago, and it seems like we've been gone a week. It all seems like some strange dream to me, but it's very real. The Titanic is a floating palace, at least from what I could see on the first class decks. Down here in steerage, however, it is far from elegant. There are so many people here. I've never felt so crowded, so trapped, so cold. The food is not bad, but those who are smart brought their own biscuits and some vegetables. We've all seen hunger in Ireland. I only hope that we never have to see it in Canada. I have to say, it's horrible being out here on the Atlantic. Those people above us treat us as cargo. They don't understand how proud we Irish are. What we had to leave behind just to find a better life. They say we only have 3 more nights on this ship, that we might reach New York in the late evening of the 16th. I hope so. I long to walk the ground and to see trees and fields. I long to see Canada. Soon, this Titanic will be nothing more than a memory. Good night, diary. Good night, Tim. Good night, Doug. Tonight, I will dream of New York.
And when I grow up, I'm gonna have a fishing boat, and me and my buddy Mick are gonna fish off the coast of Nova Scotia.
Is that in Ireland?
No, it's in Canada, silly.
I read about Nova Scotia in one of my school books. I wouldn't know much about that. Geography was never my best subject.
And if that doesn't work out, I'd like to be a writer.
What are you gonna write about, Irish boy? Hades of leprechaun.
I want to write down all the stories my dad told me about Ireland, about who we are and where people came from.
Oh, I can see that on the bookshelves now.
All right, Freddie, stop your criticizing. It's your turn. I can't wait to hear his story.
I'm not sure I want to do this. I don't really know what I want to be.
What? Freddie Chapman has nothing to say? That's a surprise.
Life of the party, huh?
Come on, Freddie. I know it's hard to talk about your dreams in front of other people, but it's fun. You'll see.
Yeah, come on, Freddie.
Are you sure you won't laugh?
Oh, we promise you won't.
We won't laugh. Come on, Freddie.
Well, all right. When I was younger, I thought I'd be an artist.
An artist?
I always wanted to know how to paint sunsets.
Why?
Once I was walking with my mom. She saw this painting of a sunset in a shop window and she loved it, but we couldn't afford it. I can remember me and Mom passing that shop many times. She always stared at that sunset. Then one day she stopped to look at the painting and was gone. I guess when I bought it, needless to say, we never stopped there anymore after that.
Why did she like sunsets so much?
I don't really know, but she spent many an evening on the beach just staring at the sea. My mom used to say that every day she had a great big red and orange sunset with the sun falling into the sea. When she was a little girl, she used to think that the sea swallowed the sun, putting out its fire.
Where's your mom now?
She died just before Christmas.
What about your dad?
I never knew my dog. I think he died too, or so my mom used to tell me.
So who takes care of you now?
Well, for the most part, I take care of myself. But I'm going to Boston to live with my uncle. He's got a farm near there. I'd like to go work for him, but Mile can probably send me to school. Can I get down now? I still fail to see the fun in all this.
Yeah, sure. Who hasn't been up yet?
I think that's everyone now. So who wins?
It's hard to say. What do you think?
Well, everyone had a good story, especially yours, Tim. But I liked Freddie's.
You did?
Why? Maybe because it's the hardest to believe. I'd never take Freddie to have an interest in art, but at the same time, I really feel he meant every word he said.
You did?
I liked your story the best too, Freddie.
Thanks, Irish girl.
Well, if no one objects, I think Freddie gets the prize. Okay, Freddie, you can have the oranges.
Thanks all the same, everything's going to like into oranges. Can't stand the seeds.
He's probably still sick from all that beer he drank.
I heard that!
Come on, Carrie, let's go find Dad.
I can't believe this might be our last night on this ship. I'm so anxious to get off.
Do you really think we'll see New York by tomorrow evening?
I hope so, Nora. And if we don't, I won't sleep at all that night. I'll make my way to the poop deck so I can watch the lights of New York coming into view.
You won't be seeing any side of New York tomorrow, or the next day for that matter. We're in the middle of the Atlantic. I heard it might be at least another 3 days.
Freddie, do you really have nothing between your ears, or do you just make this stuff up for fun?
I heard not far up the coast of Nova Scotia. My mother told me they received wireless signals from Cape Race, warnings of icebergs in the area.
Apparently, they found the Titanic is very sinkable, and they gotta slow down for all them icebergs. It might be another week.
Freddie, why do we even bother listening to you?
And you might as well forget about going to top decks. Carrie O'Leary's doll was caught up there a few times getting food. Now they lock the gates at the bottom of the stairs.
I don't care what you say, Freddie. I get a feeling that this ship is going to be pulling into New York by supper time tomorrow. I can tell you that I won't be eating supper here. I'll be dining in the finest restaurant in New York.
Oh, I'm sure. You and J.J. Addison and his young wife. You'll even pick up the bill, won't you?
You children will have to be quiet out there. There's people trying to get to sleep.
We're sorry, sir. It was my fault. What time is it?
It's just after 11. You children go to sleep now.
I've had enough of this Titanic to last me a lifetime. If I don't see the lights in New York by tomorrow evening, I'll be swimming in myself.
Go to bed, you silly girl. It's all the same. I will do some New York tomorrow. I'm getting kind of tired of this myself.
Good night, Freddie. Good night, Nora.
Good night, Diana.
There's nothing much we can do. Maybe we all should just go back to sleep.
But the engines have stopped. Something must be wrong.
There's nothing wrong, Carrie. You're getting yourself all worked up over nothing. Now let's all just go back to sleep. Fine with me.
does away. Tell me you up top.
Those gates are locked.
If this ship is in trouble, there's more than a gate to keep us from getting to the top decks. Come on, let's go.
Seaman Mcpherson, Seaman Levine, let's have the flight go up immediately, please.
Sir, sir.
Work fast, work fast. Seaman Mcpherson, go down the steering. Make sure all those people are kept behind the locked gates.
Yes,
Seaman
sir.
Levine, start loading the first class passengers into the boat.
Sir.
We tried to make our way to the top deck, but all the gates were locked. We started with the gate, but the seaman stood guard and pushed back our tips to tear down the barricade. With a great rush, Dad grabbed hold of me and Carrie. He knew a better way to the lifeboats, and we followed.
But what about the passenger?
No time. Pass the boat away.
Stand up. We just pierced down like we
No time to worry about it now.
There's two of them. Drown me. I'll get
The
myself.
last one is standing down and be quiet.
Finally, we made our way to the boat deck. The last of the lifeboats were being filled and lowered down to the sea. My father argued with the seaman, who said that the boat was too full, but he insisted that we be put in. Finally, a man shouted from the deck that we be put on. The seaman gave in, and Dad helped us into the boat. When Dad tried to step in, there was no room. The seaman pushed him back onto the deck. The last I saw of Dad, he ran forward, perhaps looking for another lifeboat or some other way off the Titanic. I shouted for him, but he disappeared into the night.
I looked up into the deck and saw Nora and her sister and Diane and Freddie. They managed to tear down the barricade, but it was too late. We were in the last boat. Carrie and I were lowered away from the Titanic, away from our friends, and away from our father.
We have to go back. We have to.
Our dogs left in the boat. Please let them find their father.
Please, miss, we'll have to sit down. If you don't, then you will tip the boat.
But our father's still on the ship.
Please, miss, we'll have to sit down. That is an order.
Come on, Carrie, you better do what he says. I'm sure Dad will find a way off.
We can't leave him there. We can't leave him there. We can't.
It's okay, Carrie. Everything's gonna be okay.
There, before our very eyes, was the world's last glimpse of Titanic. With her bow completely submerged and the giant propellers pointing towards the stars, I knew that she hadn't much time left. We rode as far as we could from the sinking bulk, but we could still hear the shouts and screams of the people that were left behind.
Titanic was beautiful against the clear starlit night. All of her lights were blazing in the dark, each one reflecting off the icy sea that was as calm as pond water. Suddenly, with a crackle, the lights flickered and then went out, leaving Titanic a huge gray monolith against the night sky. With a deathly roar and a screeching, clicking sound, the ship tore away from its aft, to fall towards a watery grave. The stern section is lined with hundreds of people gripping the railings, their last efforts to live. Some were jumping into the sea, others screaming as they fell.
The stern bobbed in the water, rolling as it did, and then it almost seemed to settle back to a horizontal position. Then it righted itself as if pouring toward heaven, and then quickly and silently slipped below the sea. The Titanic took the lives of 1,500 souls with her, amongst them our father. Now there was nothing but the dark and the cold and the unforgiving sea.
rescue ship Carpathia. It took 3 more days to reach New York. From there, we made our way to Halifax to meet our uncle and cousins. Finally, we arrived in Montreal, where Tim and I spent a long, hot summer and an even longer, cold winter. In June of the following year, Tim and I and our cousins traveled back to Halifax to visit the cemetery where Dad was buried. It was a hot summer day. It was a day we'd never forget.
Weather in Halifax is so beautiful this time of year, don't you think? The gravestones were erected just a few months ago. It's so beautiful here.
There's so many graves. I don't know how we'll find Dad.
Look, it's here.
Where?
Right here, right by the path.
Patrick Joseph O'Leary, born Dublin, Ireland, 1879. Died aboard RVMS Titanic, April 15, 1912. That's all it says?
They all read the same.
All of them?
It doesn't say very much about the kind of man our father was.
You're lucky that your father has a grave and a name upon his stone. Many of the third-class victims were buried at sea.
There's so many stones, so many lives, so many children.
There were a lot of children left aboard the Titanic. Too many children. I saw them. I saw them all. Every day I thank God that we were fortunate to have survived. Then I think about the others who never made it off. There were younger ones, much younger than Tim and I.
I can't believe how many graves there are. There must have been hundreds of people left aboard that ship.
There were... You there. I remember you. You were in first class.
Excuse me?
When you were the Titanic, you and your sister, and you were in a lifeboat.
Oh yes, it's you. You were so lucky to get off the ship. Both of you were so lucky.
What makes us lucky? We've lost Ireland and we've lost our father. I don't see the luck in that.
Tim!
I'm sorry I upset your brother. I should go.
Wait, what's your name?
Emma.
I'm Carrie.
Hello, Carrie.
How about the first class accommodations on the Carpathia? Even on the rescue ship, we were separated by class. Was the caviar as good as it was on the Titanic?
Tim!
Your brother's right, Carrie. You can put all the millionaires you want on a luxury steamer. But what does it matter when you're all alone out there in the middle of the Atlantic? How can they put a price on life like that?
We just arrived from Montreal. We came to visit our dog.
I'm so sorry that your father never made it off the ship.
Thank you, Lena.
Is your dad also buried here?
How did you know?
Well, why else would you be here?
My father was offered a place on the ship, but he refused. There were women and children behind him. He just stepped aside, and that was the last I ever saw of him.
What about your sister?
My sister?
Elizabeth. She was so beautiful that first day I saw her on the Titanic. Did she come with you today?
Carrie, I'm so sorry for the way
What
she
do you
treated me.
mean?
You have to understand. We were first class, and you were steerage.
I don't care about that.
You don't?
She was so brave, so courageous. She insisted that our father be sent aboard the lifeboat. She insisted that we find him after your own father had stepped aside. I can still see her arguing with the crewman.
That was the last she spoke that night. Even on the Carpathia, she was so quiet and withdrawn. It wasn't until we reached New York that she was able to speak about it.
Did she come with you today?
No. We left England a week ago, but just this morning, she couldn't come. I told her everything would be all right, but...
Hey, it's all right. Everything's going to be all right.
I have to go. My mother's waiting by the road.
Will you tell Elizabeth I'm sorry I missed her?
I will. God bless you, Carrie. You and Tim. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Goodbye, Emma.
They're gonna be all right.
My father was a hero. He saved us, and for that, he lies here with nothing more than a gravestone with his name on it. You have to write a story, Tim. You have to. And you need to publish it, so the world will know.
It's time to go here.
Could you please just give us a minute phone?
Sure.
Meet you at the gate.
Thank you.
We're gonna see places like New York and Texas and California. I'll be dining in the finest restaurant in New York. The bars are solid. We got a fiddle on the barge and play for dance. I read about Nova Scotia in one of my school books. My mom used to say that every day should end in a great big red and orange sunset with the sun falling in
I'd like to thank Danica McLean, who was originally in the cast and couldn't continue for various reasons, and she decided to come out and help with a little bit of everything and anything, videotaping, tickets, and everything. This is the MVP award, and I thought I did this one year because I had a student who helped so much, put so much energy into it, that she deserved an MVP award. And then I thought, it became a tradition, and I thought, maybe I shouldn't do this because I don't want to single out one student. But then last year, I had a male and a female MVP, so I'm going to do the same thing this year. The male MVP, I think, is an actor who, I think only missed one practice. It's really someone who held this show together and was there for everyone. This goes to the main character, Tim. And for a young girl who's really been here, I think the day she wasn't needed, she came anyways, and she got up and did other people's parts. If they weren't there, helped with tickets, stayed every night to do everything and anything, and this goes to Stephanie. And I just want to let you know that almost a month from now, May 13th, these children will be competing with this play in Fredericton at the Provincial Drama Festival. And in the past, we have done very well with the plays at the festival, and I hope that these kids will do as well this year. Thank you for coming out, and drive safe.